Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Esther at Stampin Star Creations. So today I'm going to try and help you recreate this gorgeous, very cute little baby Yoda, or also known as Grogu. And I'll be using 3 punches and some dies from Stampin' Up. So hopefully by the end of this we will turn it into a card. So the punches you're going to need are the butterfly punch, the strawberry builder punch, and the triple corner punch. Sorry, I can't remember the official name, and a couple of circle dies. We'll be using a stamp set 2, which is the Seaside Notions one, although it's not, necessary. You could probably do without this, but if you've got it, you can use that as well. So I'm just going to talk you through the process and try and go step by step as to how we can achieve this very cute little dude here. I'm going to start with our mint macaron colour. Now for the head we're going to use the strawberry part of this punch, and at the same time I'm going to cut out the flower because we're going to use that for his hands. Then get the butterfly punch and we're going to cut a couple of wings out. So we only need the top half of the wing. So I'm going to show you on these diagrams here whereabouts we're going to cut on each of the items. Just realised I've thrown away an ear. I'm going to need that. So for the strawberry, where the curve starts dipping in here, I'm going to go straight across and then dip a little bit for where the chin would be, roughly in the centre. So if it helps, you can draw yourself a line up the middle. So we're going to dip a little bit to create a chin and then cut across. So let's cut that out now to show you. So that's the head, and then for the ears I'm cutting off, just following the curve round here, cutting off a bit of the curve at the bottom so it's not so, hasn't got such a curve on that bottom of the wing. So it has got a bit of a dip, but not fully. So hopefully you can already see that starting to take shape. So for the arms, I'm going to cut away 2 of these petals, and then I'm just going to use a pencil mark to create the fingers, so you can just add that in where the petals start to dip. So cut those straight up to the centre, and then you can always just snip off the top point of each of those. So those are the hands. So for the face we're using the trio corner punch, and we're using this corner one here. Now we do need a small piece for his nose, so just pop some scrap paper in, and you want the largest of the 3 petals that come out from the corner punch. Using the same punch, you then want to cut out two pieces out of black card. Again, try and find the biggest pieces from the petals. Now to make it look more realistic, I have used a white gel pen just to add some detail to the eyes. Or if you can fit in a little dot as well. That just gives it a nice eye shape. Then for any features I just use my pencil to draw them on to make it look more. The positioning of the eyes make a difference to how the character looks. So you can have them slightly pointing outwards. And then you can do the mouth shape however you want as well. This one's got a cheeky grin. And then I've just done a few light pencil lines for the forehead. Now, to achieve the shading that you can see on the ears here, I'll show you how to do that now. So you use the offcut from your butterfly, so you need this space here that you've cut out, and I'm going to use my blending brush and some pink to colour that in. So the actual colour, well, it's more orange than pink. I'm going to use Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to dab in my blending brush. And then using this as a stencil, you can mask off. Oh, I've got too much on my brush. You can mask off an area to shade in half of the ear, like so. And if you flip over your card, and then you can do the other side as well. Right, I think we'll go on next to his hair. So for this, I'm using our crinkle seam binding ribbon. I'm going to pull at the ribbon like this. So then you've got some frayed edging like that. Okay. So if you want, you can cut a couple of pieces of these. Actually, I think I only used one originally because one is probably enough, and you can just splay it out across the back like so, and that's probably all you need. And the other thing I'm going to do is use rubber to rub out any pencil marks. Okay, first things first is we're going to adhere the nose and the eyes on the face. So I've got my take your pick tool here, which is great for working out small areas and for sticking tiny things on. So I'm going to use some tear and tape, or you can use Stampin' Seal Plus. Put a piece along the back. So peel off the backing, and then you want to try and splay out the ribbon as much as possible. Then I've also added some dimensionals on either side to be able to lift up that face at the front. So for the next bit, we're going to work on the shawl, or his little costume, and there's a bit of a blanket inside the pod. So I'm going to use the shell from the Seaside Notions stamp set here, and I'm going to stamp it in the same colour, so it will be in crumb cake. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on that. And then we also just wanted to, I've just torn a piece of the same crumb cake card to create the blanket. So let's just check that this is going to be long enough. If I if I tear it in a diagonal position, it should hopefully be okay. Right, for the pod we need, if you've got the layering circle framelit dies from Stampin' Up, this is the second largest, and then this is the fourth largest. We're going to use the smaller one for the inside in Mango Melody, and then the outer one in Basic Grey. give the pod some depth, I'm going to use some blending brushes just to add some more colour to the pot. So just on the outside of the Mango Melody colour, and then with the the Smoky Slate. So for the bottom half here, I'm going to use a post-it note to mask off just a line across the top. So it might be easier to turn your post-it note round and then place the circle on top so you can mask off a strip. Coming in again with that blending. Now I did notice on one part of the pod, or whatever the little carrier is called, there was a sort of more rusty part on one side, or more sort of damaged part. So if you get your blending brush full of ink, then dab it on, you can get some cool kind of effects on there, and then you can just take it off. Now the other thing on the front is some square buttons, and again I've just used a pencil just to draw those in. To glue the blanket in the background. Oh, it needs to go higher. So do check, keep bringing back your other pieces to check. In fact, the blanket needs to go higher as well. So the top of the hands line up with the pod. And we're just going to gently curve that round a little bit. We just want the dimension to be in the middle. I like the idea of making this style of card, and this original design was from Brenda Quintana on YouTube. And so I thought this would be quite a fun fold to do with our baby Grogu inside. For the actual card, I'm going to use a basic grey, and I folded it in half to make A6 size. I'm going to run the front of the card through with an embossing folder to give it some texture. Now that I've run it through the embossing folder, I'm going to use the largest circle that we used to cut out the base of the topper, and I'm going to cut out a circle from the card. To add some more interest, I'm going to go in with my blending brush again and just add a bit of blending to the front. I'm going to bring in some texture. So this laser cut paper is from the Dragonfly Garden Suite. I'm just going to use it to add some star shapes. I've already gone ahead and cut this piece down, measuring 20 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, or 7 7/8 by 5 3/4. And then we're going to score it at 5 centimetres and 10 centimetres, or 1 15/16 by 3 15/16. Then want to fold this in half. And then we're going to fold back this smaller flap. So this grey piece here to fit inside the panel is 4.8 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres, or 1 7/8 by 5 5/8. Now the way I've cut this, it will give you a small white border around the edges. To make this front bit stand out more, I'm going to use the largest circle and the second size down to create a ring as a border to fit on the outside. And the next thing you want to do is close the card, and then we're going to glue just half of this circle. Then you want to place your topper inside. You want to open it to make sure this doesn't then catch. To add a bit more embellishment, I'm going to use this grey baker's twine, basic grey twine that comes with the Well Suited bundle. And I'm going to tie a knot. I'm just using my post-it note here to help me line up the letters. I've gone ahead and cut my son's name out using some sticky paper on the back of the card for the dies, and I'm just going to remove the sticky back, and then I can just stick these on just as if they were stickers. Just do a light pencil mark where that circle is, so that when this opens I know my words will fit inside there. Just wanted to show you using the family party stamp set and the stars in the stamp set. I just used it to finish off the card using some basic grey ink along that side. And there's the completed card. So it's got my son's name on the front, then you open it up and then you can pull that bit out, revealing the message. Then we've got this lovely inlay detail on the side. So thank you so much for watching along. I hope that you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and please do come back for more and subscribe to my channel. If you press the bell and press all, then it will notify you when I'm going live or when any videos are uploaded. Thumbs up is always appreciated if you've enjoyed this, and please do leave me a comment below. I love to hear what you think about my creations. Take care and have a good day.